Hello, hello. Right, I've come to that video that I promised you a while ago. That the Temu Croc Charm video. So, in that video, we had this uber cute little teddy bear mould. How cute is this? My daughter, in fact, she's just had a new pair of Crocs. So we've got various colours now. We've got the pale blue, which is so pale it's grey, black, and then she's picked some pink ones for her birthday. So, and she has a habit of losing. Now, I don't know how, because they're so tightly on there. These things are really hard to get in to the little gaps in the Crocs. So how do they come out so easy? I don't know, that's a mystery. Because it takes me forever to put them in. And then she comes home and says she's lost them. Anyway, so we have cute, uber cute, teeny little teddy bear mould. I will leave the links to the things. I'll try. I'm not very good at this link thing. I'll try and leave the links down below. These are the things we got in that video. These are the, they call them buttons, but they're the Croc Charm back things. So these are those. And then if you remember, if you watched that video, you remember we had these really sweet. Now, that my lights are shining, so it's going to be really difficult for you to see, but look at the stars. So pretty, so pretty. If you know me, you know that I love glitter. And these are the holographic ones. And then we had some, is that picking up? Iridescent, sparkly fine glitter. And then some glitter flakes. So, to go with this, I did say I was going to order some more things. So these are going to be slightly harder for me to find the links to. But this is still from Temu. I got this resin. Never ever tried this resin before. So we're going to find out together whether this is good. Whether Temu resin works. So we're going to try because we know what UV resin is like. And then I got this glow-in-the-dark sky blue powder. So we're going to try some glow in the dark. Oh, focus, honey bunny, focus. There we go. We're going to try and make some glow in the dark Croc Charms. Now they're going to look white, but we're going to mix them with some of the glitters so they'll look pretty. But then when we hopefully when we charge them under the UV light, they will glow. And then I got some blue glitter so that we could have some blue charms. We're going to do some pretty things. And then, but I've forgotten my glue at the moment, so I'm just going to get some generic super glue. I mean, you can use any. I'm not, the people who do these fantastic videos with Croc Charms, they will tell you that, you know, which super glues and stuff to use. But I believe that lots of people use lots of different glues. Some people use resin to stick the backs on. Some people just use regular super glues. So that's up to you which super glue you use to glue the back of your charms on. This is not a tutorial on how to perfectly do the best Croc Charm. This is just me experimenting with my glitters and my pretties to make some pretty Croc Charms. Right, I'm going to get myself ready. I'm going to get my UV lamp out and I'm going to be back in a minute. So let's have a look at the resin we're going to use first. So it says UV resin hard, 200 grams. I can't pronounce that name, but I'm going to give you... are we going to focus? Camera? You hate focusing when I want you to... There we go. Okay, so... it says, right, curing times, UV LED lamp, that would be a 6 to 9 watt, would be 30 to 90 seconds. A UV lamp, a 36 watt, would be 2 to 4 minutes. Sunlight would be 30 to 90 seconds. Sunlight on a cloudy day, 20 to 40 minutes. Okay, so it's nice to know that they are providing that you can like most resins, you can cure outside. So I have my little dish. Let me stooch you in there. I've just got a little rubber dish, and I think we're going to go with the little iridescent. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Iridescent pearl there. To start with, I'm going to have a little stirrer, and I'm just going to use anything just to pick up the glitter. So we should have a stopper in the lid somehow. We have. And then we should have a nice spout once we take off our cap. Okay, I'm going to use a knife to undo my little, some have a little plastic cap, some have a little pull. Okay, so that's off. Replace my lid. Lovely. And I've got my lamp over here. Okay, so we're going to mix some resin. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in, because we're in an opaque mould, I'm going to pour it in layers. Normally I would do, say, both sides. I'll do a little stir. It's only a little teeny bit, just to give it a sparkle. And I'm going to pour just a tiny bit first, so we get, because I just literally want to do the little feet. And the face first. Normally that would be the, I'm going to have bubbles, aren't I? No bubbles. Right, and we'll give that a cure first, and I'm going to do it in 3 layers, I think. I'm just going to have to live with the bubbles. It's going to have to add to the character, and I'm not going to have to mind. Okay, layer 2. We're quite solid. In total, we had 3 and a bit layers, because I just topped up the back. So let's see if it's worked and if it's actually cured all the way through and we haven't got any sticky bits. Oh, no. Oh, we did have a little air bubble. A little teeny air bubble. But he's so cute. Can you see my daddy? Oh, so cute. And the glitter's so sparkly. Okay. Oh, it's so sweet. You can't really see his face because it's so tiny. You can see his tiny eyes. Oh, you can't see it because I'm there. Can you see his face? But it's because it's clear you can't really see his face. But in the coloured ones, perhaps it'll come up better. Right, I'm going to get the other glitters open because I think they're sealed. I've got to get some scissors. Done the blue. That's this one. And it's so pretty. It's really, really, really pretty. So I'm going to do that in the same way. I'm going to cure it in layers. Then we're going to come back and see what it looks like. Blue one turned out. Because obviously this is a bit more opaque to get through the layers. Come on, come on. Oh, he's perfect. Oh, he's brilliant. It's even better than the clear one. Can't make out his little face, but that's because of the glitter. He's great. I've got a little air pocket on his little hand, but that's just the nature of the thing. I'm impressed with this resin. It doesn't smell. It doesn't smoke. I've had UV resins that have smoked before. I've had them that have stank before. This doesn't smell or smoke, and it is curing nicely. The reason I'm getting air pockets is the mould, not the resin. Okay, we are moving on to these stars. Now these stars are going to be tricky in this mould. Again, it's the mould. The mould is great. It's not a fault of the mould. It's the fact that the mould is more an epoxy resin mould. But I wanted to use it for the Croc charms. So it is just the choice that I've chosen, not the individual items themselves. So we are going to... So yes, the choices, and any resin artist knows, you choose... This is going to be difficult. You choose the mould and the resin to match. There are epoxy resin moulds and there are UV resin moulds. So I am pushing the boundaries, and this resin is keeping up. You just have to use the correct, you just have to find, oh hang on, I haven't even got it in focus. You see what I'm doing here? You just have to use the correct technique. So I am adapting my technique to be able to use this mould for what I wanted to use it for. So it's not going to be perfect, but they are coming out so cute. Right, let's try this one. So you can see just how beautiful this is. Can you see? I mean, it's probably the lights are just, can you see? These stars are stunning. You can't even make out, well, I can't even make out one specific star. They're that pretty. I'm really hoping this has actually worked on the other side, because the stars may block. Oh my goodness. All the little peaks came out. Look, I haven't got any air bubbles. This one is perfect. Okay, we're getting better at this layering technique. Oh my gosh. This, I'm going to get some more of this resin. I'm really impressed. Temu resin, guys. This resin, I mean, they do other makes. This resin really works. I was sceptical when I ordered it, because I was like, no, you have to be, you have to get, I mean, I like my French and resin, but this really works. I am getting some more of this. This is the sparkliest. Look at the stars. You can't actually make out their stars anymore, because it's just one iridescent sparkle. That's going to look so cool. I'm loving it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same. You've seen me do it a million times now. So I'm going to do the same with the pink stars, but I'm just going to open this. It says luminous powder, glow in the dark. So let's just have a little stir of this. And so I'm kind of thinking, so this comes out blue, it says. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to mix this. So I'll do the stars in a moment off camera. So let's see how this mixes into the resin, and will it work in UV resin? Okay, so we don't just want it, we'll do a little bit of the glitter so that it just looks pretty, because obviously it's just going to look white. And I don't want to, obviously it's got to it's got to cure. So can we get enough to, what's it going to do? Is it going to do anything? Or are we going to have to put loads in? Or can we just, how can we get this to do anything? Because we're going to build up in layers, which is another good thing about. So what I'm going to do, because this is going to be, I'm going to put, first off, I'm going to put a thin layer in the mould on the bottom to go through to the pores. Now come on, don't give me any bubbles. Those wretched bubbles. I'll put the face. Now I can't actually see the bottom pores because otherwise you'll see my head and you won't see anything else. Right. Let's cure that. And while that's curing, you're probably not going to be able to hear me very well. I'm going to mix a little bit more of the powder in, but I don't want it, I can't mix too much in so that it'll block the UV light so that it doesn't cure. So it's not going to be solid like the, so we're going to have to see if this works. It may not work massively, but hopefully by layering it up, we'll get that glow in the dark effect. It might not work, but it just might. Right, we've only got 15 seconds, so I'm not going to bother turning you off and turning you back on, because that's just pointless. Right, come on. And let's test that bottom layer. And let's see how we go. Okay. Yeah. Did I get an air pocket? Probably. Oh, stop doing that. This lamp drives me mad when I put it on my lap. Right, let's have a look. Okay, put just that bit in, and it's off again on my lap. Right, cure this for a minute. So these come out super cute. I'm gonna have to test him with the lights off in a minute to see if he glows. He definitely sort of illuminates under the UV light, so I can't get it. If in epoxy resin you'd be able to definitely put more in and you'd get a much better. So what I did was I put the actual powder under the UV light and we definitely got a blue tinge to it. Let me see if I can I actually show you on camera. Let me zoom out. Let's see if I can show you. There you go. So we definitely get that. It looks a bit more green on, but we definitely get that blue. So the glow in the dark powder definitely works. So I'm going to do the pink stars and then I'll show you that one. And then we're going to open the flakes together because those are super cute. Iridescent stars. Probably can't see it very good with my big green or teal gloves on, but it came out super cute. Okay, so you can see a subtle difference in between them all. So let's have a look at this. See if I can, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get it off with my gloves on. There we go. We're going to try this. Now I've tried the resin in a clear mould that I've got, and it works fantastic. So that's even better. Okay, so let's put some resin in there. And let's have a look at these flakes. They're so pretty. Okay, we've got, that's enough. Stir. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. I want to do a flower in this. I'm going to put a clear base so that we can get some into the little hands and feet without anything in the way. And then we'll do some layering of this one. This is the last one, isn't it, guys? Sure, if I can capture just how sparkly this is. So, have we got any big air pockets? Have we got little arms? Oh, he's perfect. Oh, and I'm not even in frame. Do you know, it's so hard to look at what I'm doing and to hold in frame. I had to take my gloves off because my kitty wanted to join me, and obviously, and I've got kitty here, and obviously can't join me when I've got resin, so I had to take my gloves off and go and love kitty and take her in there. She doesn't realise that she can't join me when I'm resin, and she's come. Yeah, you can't come on my table when I'm doing resin, my beautiful girl. So these flakes are amazing. They are beautiful. So sparkly. I love them. Right, I'm going to get everything together and we're going to have a look at how we're going to attach the backs. This is all the ones we've done. And it's really hard to see because, see if I can, because they're so sparkly. I'll turn that light off. They're so sparkly, they're actually really hard to see because they're all quite transparent. So, these are the ones that I've done from my old mould. But I just wanted to show you that you can use different moulds, and these, I did this to test the resin, and the resin cured beautifully in these. The only reason I had is because I chose an opaque mould. So the mould worked beautifully, but I chose an opaque mould, so I just had to cure it slightly differently. So they are super sparkly. The glitters are stunning. So my choice. What am I going to do? Am I going to glue the backs on with the glue? I think I'm going to try both ways. I can glue the backs on with the super glue and just leave it like that. Or I can put another layer of resin and glue it in. Now that's easier on the big charms. It's not so easy on these little charms. So I think for the little charms, I'm going to super glue them on because it's quite hard. We had a tiny bit of shrinkage with the resin, but that's normal. You get that with some resins, but it was only a very, very small amount. And considering I was layering, that's quite good because I didn't get shrinkage on every layer. Just I noticed on the final layer a very tiny amount. I might have got it on, but I didn't know. It wasn't enough to notice. If that makes sense. It wasn't enough to notice. This is a test piece I've just done to see how we did, and that actually came out quite well. So I'm going to have another go. So, right. What I noticed with the test piece, what I wanted to see was, I got it in the centre of the flower. So it looked like the centre of the flower, because I haven't got What I wish I'd have done is got transparent ones of these, but I didn't, I got black. So what I wanted to see was how, and because this is a flower look, it looks like the centre. But obviously I don't want that with these. I do not want to see the black through that. Now that's not so bad, but with the clear one you're going to see straight through. So I have an idea of how I'm going to put some glitter on the back. So let's have a go at that. And so what am I going to need for that? Let's move these out of the way. I'm going to have a piece of paper. I'm going to open a piece of paper so I can catch the glitter. And I've done this many times on my channel before. And we're going to colour the back. Now this blue one, I can only see it minimally, so we're going to do the blue one last because I don't want blue in with the colour. So let's do the one that's going to stand out the most, which is the clear one. Okay, the clear ones, I suppose we could do them all at the same time, I don't know, depends. Right, let's get them all to one side, all the clear ones to one side. And the idea is this. Actually, I might show you on the bigger ones and then I'll fuss over the other ones after, so it's easier to show you. Right, pink tack, that's better. It's not going to be, it doesn't need to be level. Right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of resin down here. I just still have my gloves on, but I'm not going to touch the resin. I'm going to paint the resin on the back. You can do this with a sponge, you can do this with any old paintbrush. This is my specific resin brush. You can use anything. Don't use your fingers. Okay. My fingers are sticking to the tack. Then we are going to get the glitter. And we are going to sprinkle the glitter. This is also going to give us some tooth for the glue to stick to. That would be good, wouldn't it? Now I'm going to let that sit on there for a couple of seconds to let it soak into the layer of resin. Would be good if it was in the centre of the... Do you know what? I'm terrible at this filming stuff. Right, did you see that? And then I'm going to knock off the excess. And then we're going to cure that for 30 seconds. Now we have a very pretty shiny surface, but what it should be is give us, now we've probably got a little bit of excess there, but what it should do is give us a non-transparent back. So now can we see, can we see the back through there? Not as easily. So I should now be able to do that. I mean, you still can, but not as easily. When we look in the light. It's definitely better than the clear one. Definitely better. So let me do that to the teddies and I'll be back. Okay, I've actually done 2 coats on the back. This one's so sparkly. This has actually got stars, the pink stars in the middle, and but you can't actually tell now because it's so pink and sparkly that it's just pink and sparkly. So if you see, I've done 2 coats and you can't barely see the black through the back, so I'm really pleased with that. And I have done the teddy, and I've done 2 coats on the back of the teddy, and it's really worked. It's really worked, so I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to try resin on the back of this one. I am absolutely covered in glitter. Covered in glitter. So we're going to try resin on the back of this one because it's bigger and it's easier. And then we're going to try, I'm just going to try and glue and see how easy it is to glue small ones. We can try resin on the other ones, but let's give this a blob of resin on the back. Right, sorry, my camera just shut off, battery exhausted. So, I just put a blob and I'm now finding it's not level, but okay. So, we're going to spread out this blob of resin, and again I haven't put my gloves back on. Don't do this without your gloves on. I'm being very careful for it not to touch my skin. You should not be doing resin without your gloves on. I will put my gloves back on now. I get carried away and I get all excited, and then I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing. Doesn't have to be a thick coat. Okay, now I'm going to, and then things going to bug me if I don't get this exactly in centre, so bear with me a second. Secure that. It looks pretty central. I'll probably turn it over. Oh, no, well, yeah, nearly. Turn it over. Can we see a little bit darker in the centre, but not anywhere near as much as we can see this one. So the difference is actually amazing. So I'm really pleased that idea has really worked. Now let's turn this little teddy over and let's try the super glue. Does the super glue stick? Now, I'm not a master at super glue, to be fair. So the resin idea might be better. I don't really know what I'm doing with super glue. So let's try and get the super glue in the middle. I use lots of glues, but I use lots of craft glues, lots of strong glues, but I don't normally use super glue that has to stick in like so many seconds. So I'm not used to what it sticks to or how fast you have to stick it. So let's get that on. Let's not let it touch anything or slide off. Hold it down tight. I don't know which one of these is going to be stronger. Oh, and I'm off camera again. I'm useless at this camera stuff. Which is not very good considering I do lots of videos. Right, now from there the back looks too big, but on here the other side of it is quite small. So let's let that set and we'll come back and see the two. Okay, so let's compare these two. So this is the one we did with the resin. I'm super happy with it. It's super strong. And then this is the one we did with the glue. and it's strong, it doesn't want to go anywhere. If I had the choice and I had enough room, I'd use the resin technique. The resin is strong, it's not sticky. I'm really impressed with the resin, and if you've got enough room, I'd say use the resin technique. With the I could use the resin technique. With these, there is just about enough room, so I may very well go around the back of these teddies with the resin and UV those on. I have now done all of the other ones, so let's zoom you out and bring in all the pretties. Let's turn this over, and so we've got this one, and I am super excited about this project. They're so cute. You may have moulds at home. There's so many moulds on it. Sunflower moulds, teddy moulds. I've seen heart moulds. I've seen loads. Right, so this is the first sunflower we did, which you can see the, in fact, it's a nice technique. You can see the little, and if you wanted to use that technique with a button to make the centre a different colour, you could. This is a blue one I've done with the blue glitter. I couldn't think of that. And then this one is with the glitter flakes. Then we have, let's remember which is which. This is with the, this one is with the glitter flakes. They all look so similar when you get them. Hang on a minute. Is this the glitter flakes or is this the glitter heart stars? Wait a minute. No, this is the stars. That's the star teddy. I'm going to get them all in shot. Hope so. This is the blue glitter teddy. Trying to do it with my tweezers so I don't get my hands in the way. Because I'm always famously getting my hands in the way and you can't see anything. Although it's hard to get because the teddies just want us to keep spinning around because of these buttons. Then we have the silver stars teddy. These are all so sparkly. Stop sticking to me. Then we have, oh yes, this is the glitter flakes. They're so iridescent, they're so pretty. Then we have glow in the dark teddy. The glow in the dark powder will work really well in epoxy resin. Really, really well, because you could put so much more in. It worked really well in epoxy resin. And then this is the little, this one is the glitter that we first did, the iridescent glitter. So he's the iridescent glitter one. I love them, they're so cute. My daughter did spy me making them and has already bag-sid a couple of them. She's already told me which teddies she likes. And the glow in the dark was one of them, and I think the glitter flakes was the other. But she's already bag-sid them and has already requested that I make some more. So it was obviously a good hit, and she's asked me to find some more glitter off Temu for her of various colours. So I have to hunt now for different colours that match her Crocs. So yeah, so I think I've got some shopping to do. But she loved them. So that's the first test, if the kids like them. But I really enjoyed doing this video, guys. I'm really impressed with the glitters. Have all worked beautifully. The mould, yeah, I couldn't find a clear teddy mould, so I used that teddy mould and I just stuck to the technique. If I can find a clear teddy mould, then I'll be well away. But I very well might do this technique with epoxy resin, and that will work, and I'll have no problems at all. It's just because the UV has to get round, and any UV artist, you'll know that it's much easier with clear moulds. But I have loved these glitters. They are amazing, absolutely amazing. I think if I had to pick my favourite, I think I would go with this one. I think this would be my favourite because it's just so sparkly, and every time you turn it you get a different angle. every time you turn it, you literally get a different sparkle. So when you put it in the resin, it just sparkles from every single angle. Every time you look at it, there's a different perspective. And the resin, I'll definitely be ordering more, because I have been working with UV resin for years, and you get some that smell really bad when they cure, some that smoke when they cure, and yeah, some that are really sticky and tacky. This one had a tiny bit of shrinkage, but that's fine. I just leveled the top after I'd done it, so that wasn't an issue at all. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't say that I was expecting it to be, not terrible, but for the price it was, and I didn't think that it was going to be as good as it was. So I'm absolutely pleasantly surprised. I've really enjoyed working in the resin. I haven't had any problems at all with it. So, tell me what you think, if you liked them, and yeah. Thank you ever so much for joining me, guys. I shall see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.